And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight, we're back on iRacing. We're here from the virtual Eldora Speedway located in Rossburg, Ohio, for night number 1 of 2. Next Sunday night will be night 2. It is the JSI Sprint Car Series. It's a money weekend, and night 1 of 2. Thank you, Matt. Hello, Blake, as we are in qualifying at the moment. A very simple format. We've got, I believe there was 24. There now could be 25 drivers who have signed into the virtual pit area for this evening, which will put us into probably 3 heat races, if my math is going to be correct. They're going to be 10 laps. The top 2 will go into a pole shuffle, just depending on how many heats we have. They might even do, if we get 4 heats. Right, we are going to have a pole shuffle. We'll have, again, just depending on the numbers. In fact, let me count them. Yes, so we've got 25 cars signed in as we take a look right now, as we'll take a look here at fastest lap times coming up on your screen. There it is. Let's have a look at Paul Bryan on the raceway in car number 42. So Paul Bryan waiting for his first lap time to come through. 13.054. Second quick for Paul Bryan with a 13.054. Just 0.030 off Blake Walsh's. Kobe Noonan jumps to position number 2 with a 13.042. Bryan's second lap was a 13.117 as Corey Borden on the speedway will be the 24th driver to lay down a lap time. And then, of course, we've got Matthew Gowans will be the 25th and final car here at the Eldora Speedway. As Corey Borden, lap time coming through 13.362, a 13.362. That is 22nd quick on lap number 1. See if we can improve on lap number 2. He does improve on the time and the position. It's going to be a 13.195, so that is 14th quick there for Corey Borden. As we're waiting on Matthew Gowans coming out onto the raceway. I believe we've got 3 laps of qualifying here, as that is going to be Corey Borden, 13.384. So winding it up is going to be Matthew Gowans in the number 8 machine. Let's just do one thing first, because we're going to move. Boom, just like that. There we go. So, Matthew Gowans' first lap was a 13.602. His second lap is a 13.456. In fact, that'll be his fastest lap with a 13.456. Then he's going to put him 23rd quick. Hello, Johnson. Alright, so that'll put us into heat racing action. Let's take a look just very quickly at heat racing. In fact, let's take a look at qualifying results just very quickly before we get into what will be heat racing action, and just confirm that we are going to have 3 heats. So top 4 will go through to the main event, but that is your qualifying for the top 10 here for the JSI Racing Sprint Car Series. Month of, well, I shouldn't say month, it's a fortnight of money. Of course, night number 1, as we get set here for heat race number 1, we'll see Blake Walsh in the 97. He'll start on the pole position to the outside of the front row. Nash Granger will line up at a position number 2. Position number 3 to the inside of that second row will be Paul Ward in car 27. To the outside, the 88 of Luke Bowman lines up at a position number 4. Your 5th starter in car number 14, that'll be Brad Hilder. To the outside in car 21, that is Clayton Wise from position number 6. Position number 7 will be the 18 of Daniel Nickel. To the outside in car 8 from position number 8, that is Ben McKenna. And your 9th and final starter in car number 13. So you're driving the Wamira Dry Cleaners number 13 car, that is Andrew Beecham. Of course, one of the several sponsors on board for this series. And of course, over the next couple of nights, of course, tonight and next Sunday night. James Rice, the national anthem, went superb. Superb. Couldn't ask for a better anthem. Hello, James Rice. As we get set for what is heat race number 1. So lights are out. iRacing.com, pace truck will move to the infield. Blake Walsh and Nash Granger. Ready for a start here in heat race number 1. It's the JSI, the Just Send It Sprintcars Series, Night 1. We're ready to go racing. It's the Monday night. Here we go. Blake Walsh will lead us to the drop of the green flag. We're underway. Walsh will lead him into 1 and 2. Granger rides in second position. Battle immediately brewing for that 3rd and 4th spot as Luke Bowman got around the outside of Paul Ward. Clayton Miser with that 21 number, the Monster Energy number 21 machine to position number 5. Here comes Brad Hilder now, trying to take a good look to the inside, but unable to make the pass there on Wise. They all run single file for the moment here in heat race number 1. This is what happens when you're out of action for so long. You forget to change the lap counter from the time counter. Granger and Bowman, 2nd and 3rd position, as Walsh continues to lead the way here in heat race number 1. With 3 down, 7 to run. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, make that 3rd and 4th on your screen right there. The 27 car of Paul Ward. Remember, top 4 go straight through to your main event. Top 2 will go to our pole shuffle. In fact, it might be top 3, considering we've only got the 3 heat races, and we'll have to get confirmation on that one to see how many are going through to our pole shuffle, which we run during the warm-up session. There should only be 1 B main as well. Ward still in the 27 car, right on the bubble. Clayton Wise on the outside looking, and then you go back to Brad Hilder, Daniel Nickel, Andrew Beecham, followed by Ben McKenna to round out the field. Walsh, he's got half a second lead at the moment with 3 to go at the start-finish line. You can see the 97 right up in the marbles in the middle of turn number 1 and 2. He's got that 97 working a treat problems for the 13 car. Brad Hilder will go yellow. In fact, that's the 14 car of Brad Hilder. Let's have a look at your instant replay coming up on screen. So a replay just happened. What happened to the 14 car? Oh, Clayton Wise just into the concrete wall, and unfortunately we'll go on board right now with Hilder just to see. Just a little mistake there. Unable to get that car to the bottom of the raceway, which will of course bring on the cautions for the first time this evening. Just quick, I'm just going to do this very quickly because I forgot to put my car cameras on. There we go. Still living, still chasing the dreams. Blake Walsh, heat race number 1, about to resume. We're back to green off turn number 4, and Walsh once again will lead him down the front straight away. Bowman trying to get a run in that 88 car on Granger, but he's got to hold off the 27 car of Paul Ward down into 3 and 4. Bowman to the inside of Granger. They'll race wheel to wheel down the front straight away. White flag is out. 1 to go. Bowman to the inside on Granger. Granger to the outside. Down the back straight away for the final time. Granger trying to shut the door. Blake Walsh will win heat race number 1. 2nd will go to Granger. Bowman 3rd. 4th will go to Ward. And you go back to Wise in 5th position. In fact, it'll be Ward and Wise, who I believe will swap positions there. So let's take a look at your official results coming up on screen right now. Blake Walsh gets the win over Nash Granger, Luke Bowman and Clayton Wise. So that is your top 4. 5th is going to be Paul Ward, Daniel Nickel, Andrew Beecham, Ben McKenna and Brad Hill. Those 5 Those 5 drivers will move into your consolation races. We get set now for heat race number 2, and on the pole, driving car number 26, that is Kobe Noonan. To the outside of the front row, I should say, is the 38 car. That is Bailey Hall from position number 2. From position number 3 in car number 86, that is Hato Bish. To the outside, driving the V7, that is Nick Ryan from position number 4. Position number 5 in car 7, driving the JNS drilling entry, that is Corey Borden. To the outside in the BNS, car number 62 of Ryland Dixon. He'll start from position number 6. And well, Mike Tyson will be happy to hear this one. Nick Mithen will roll off the 44 car from position number 7. And to the outside from position number 8 in car number 8, that is Matthew Gowans. So heat 2 getting set to roll off here from the pit to the moment. We are missing Ryland Dixon in car 62. Good job, Balake. As we get set for what is going to be heat race number 2. Again, 10 laps on the board, top 4 to your main event. That will get the Wonder Green signal. Get a big thank you to, of course, JSI Sim Sports, MFD Line Haul, Heavy Fix Truck and Trailer Repairs, SNJ Transport, Pro Plus, Wamira Dry Cleaners, Vizzy, Crawford Designs, and Next Level Fishing for their support with the series. Ephraim was dedicated to Nick Ryan. Nice to see. I've taken a year and a half off and Nick still can't win. What do you reckon? One around. Nick Ryan. Surely. Anyhow, we go green flag. Ready to roll. Hey, Nank. And we are on the way. Heat race number 2. We'll see Noonan. Bish to the inside on Hall. The team cars. Ryan into the wall. Well, asking you shall receive. Gowans from 8th. Immediately straight to position number 4 at the completion of lap number 1. And here comes Gowan down to the inside in 1 and 2. Bish back to the outside. They'll drag race into turn number 3. Gowans in the blue OMR number 8 machine. Here comes Borden in the 7 car. The JNS drilling entry. There was some contact on the entry into turn number 1. So Borden on the outside looking in. Mithen back there to position number 6, and just the 6 cars left. Well, sorry, I should say 7, because 6 are in contention. You see Nick Ryan problems in that 7 car. But Delina right now is Kobe Noonan in car number 26, 1 lap away from half race distance. Here in heat race number 2. Hall closing in on your race leader. We'll go yellow. Take a look at a replay here. I believe that was Mithen in the 44 car. Bit of contact there with Corey Borden in the 7 entry. So Mithen will go to the pits. Borden at the back of the bus, which will move Nick Ryan to position at number 5, but that front end is busted. You'll be very lucky to hold on to that one as we get ready for what is resumption of heat race number 2. So above the racetrack you can see 26 car of Kobe Noonan just pacing the field. Bailey Hall running in 2nd position. That's better. That's what I like to see. I like to see my cameras working now. Back to green we go. On board Kobe Noonan right now in the 26 car. You can see 3 wide behind him, 3 turns 1 and 2. Hall, Bish and Gowans. They'll work it down into 3 and 4. So Noonan still leads from Hall. Bishops in third position. Hall's in second. Gowans in position number 4. Borden moves quickly back to position number 5 with Nick Ryan. Just trying to roll around and try and finish this one. Nick Mithden back in the pits in 7th position. Tip of the green, 2 to run. Here in heat race number 2. Night 1 of 2 of the Money Weeks here at JSI with their Sprint Car Series. White flag is out for Kobe Noonan and the field. Half a mile is all that separates Kobe Noonan. In the worst case scenario, 3rd starting position. It'll either be 1st, 2nd or 3rd because he'll put himself into tonight's pole shuffle off turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. Noonan grabs the win. 2nd will go to Bailey Hall. 3rd will be Hato Bish. 4th is Matt Gowans. So those 4 drivers locking themselves into your A main. Corey Borden, Nick Ryan, Nick Mithden and Rylan Dixon, who was a non-starter in heat race number 2. Those 4 drivers, so 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, will find themselves headed to your B main. Again, there is your official results on screeners. Kobe Noonan is confirmed your race winner from Bailey Hall, Hato Bish and Matt Gowans. Heat race number 3, your 3rd and final heat race of the night. It'll see Paul Bryan in the 42 car line up on pole position to the outside of the front row. It's the 99 of Aston Hurley. From position number 3, driving car number 15, that is Casey Hamilton, to the outside in the 26 car. From position number 4, that's Sean Stevens. Gary Redcliffe lines up the 85 machine from position number 5, and in car number 1, David Baker lines up to the outside of that 3rd row in position at number 6. It's Scott Daly. Position number 7 in car 5, that'll be Dexter O'Keefe, and to the outside from position number 8, it is the 74 car of Jason Burke. It should be our final heat race of the night. In fact, it will be the final heat race of the night. And of course, we'll move into your B main after this one. So the lights will go out on the pace truck, which means Paul Bryan, Aston Hurley will bring us to the green off turn number 4. Who will take out heat race number 3? If you're a betting man, the odds are well and truly probably at $1.25 for Paul Bryan, but anything is possible as we get set for your 3rd and final heat race of the night. The green flag drops and we are underway in your 3rd heat race. And well, just like that, Hurley tucks in behind the 42 car of Paul Bryan, the 15 of Hamilton. Sean Stevens back there to position number 4. So what can Stevens do in the 26 car? Rides mid-track through turn number 1 and 2, trying to get a run on the inside of the 15 car of Casey Hamilton, but Hamilton still working the top right up near the concrete. Right to him, the loose marbles upstairs and still making it work. Rimrod in the cush. Baker coming through up to position number 5, Redcliffe, and then you go back to Burke. Back there in position number 7, Dexter O'Keefe in 8th position. So 5th, 6th and 7th on screen. They're on the outside looking in for the moment. As we go back and watch this battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th position. Here comes Hamilton down to the inside on Hurley. Hurley still with the run on the outside. He's got the momentum sweeping around the outside of the 15 car. Hurley holds on to the runner-up position for the moment as Paul Bryan clearing out by nearly half a second. Stevens in the 26 car. Watching the 15 at the moment. No place to go. They're all similar lap times. 13.8s, 13.9s is what we're seeing from the entire field. Here goes Stevens down to the inside. I thought he was going to go the big slider, but he had to pull it up. There's probably not enough room. Now slides up in front of Hamilton. Hamilton turns it back underneath him. 3.5 to go. Battle on for 3rd and 4th position. Hamilton slides up in front of Stevens. A little bit of contact there. Right front to left rear. Stevens probably got the worst of that one, but we stay green. And he's still got 4, 5, nearly 6/10 of a second. Back to David Baker, who is, for the moment, back there to position number 5. And there's 1.5 to go for your race leader. Oh, Paul Bryan will go high above the raceway. Look at that blimp camera. And the man up Sim Racing, number 42 car, will get the white flag. He'll work his way through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Into turn number 3. Off for turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. Bryan gets the win. Hurley second. Hamilton third. Stevens in fourth. Baker fifth. Redcliffe in sixth. Burke in 7th, and O'Keefe in position number 8. We'll wait for the official results to pop up on your screen, and then of course we'll move into what will be your B main, which will contest of 13 cars. But there is Paul Bryan, Aston Hurley, Casey Hamilton and Sean Stevens confirmed your top 4. David Baker, Gary Redcliffe. Go back to Jason Burke and Dexter O'Keefe to make up your 8 cars in heat race number 3. Is now we have our B main, which is going to be 15 laps to distance. And we are taking, well, we're taking everyone. The top 13 are going to go through. So I now remember that they do take a 26 car field instead of a 24 car field. But anyhow, we've still got a B main to go. So let's take a look at your starting grid for your B main. Purely and simply, in fact, with the way they finished, is going to be starting positions from position 13 on back, as Paul Ward lines up the 27 on pole. To the outside of the front row, it's the 7 car of Corey Borden from position number 2. Position number 3 will be the 1 car of David Baker. To the outside, and the 18 car from 4, that is Daniel Nicol. Position number 5 in car 7, that'll be Nick Ryan. To the outside from 6 in car 85, that is Gary Redcliffe. 4th row inside and outside, we'll see the 13 car of Andrew Beecham line up at a position number 7, and to the outside in the 44, Nick Mithen rolls off at a position number 8. Position number 9 with the 74 car of Jason Burke, and the 8 of Ben McKenna lines up at a position number 10. Position number 11 with the 62 car of Ryland Dixon, who missed the heat race but now finds himself locked into your B main from 11. From 12 to be the 5 car of Dexter O'Keefe, and Brad Hilder in the 14 car will start from position number 13. So, 13 cars, 15 laps, everybody makes the show. Actually, let's change this up. Now we're going to go bang, 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 bang. There we go. And we are ready for a start. Your B main. And Paul Ward, Corey Borden. We're green here in your B main. Problems for Baker in the 1 car. Nick Ryan around. And we will go yellow. So that will bring on the caution. So you're watching a replay here. So Borden and Baker got together there on the exit of turn 2. Left, Nicholas. Left. No lifting. There you go. It's what happens when I don't do anything for almost 2 years. Thank you, Matt. I can't change that. I'm just trying to I'm going to go back to this one. I don't mind that one actually. Actually, we can leave that there for the moment. We'll change the We'll change all that later. Alright, come back to green with Paul Ward in the 27 car. So the lights are out. They're definitely out. It moves infield. So 1 down, 14 to go. So we completed somewhat of 3/4 of a lap before the caution flew for the first time in the B main. But we're back underway. Borden with a run now on Waters. I'll work into turns 3 and 4. Ward goes to the cushion. Borden was working right through the middle. Baker in 3rd position. Then you go back to Nickel, Redcliffe. That's your top 5. Remember, everybody goes straight. Everybody will go through to your main event. But it's all just about starting position from 13th on back. 13th through to position number 26. Top 3, Ward, Borden and Baker. More problems as Borden goes around. We'll bring on the yellows. So we'll let race control make the call on this one as the 7 car of Borden facing the wrong way, right next to the love tunnel. Probably needs a bit of loving at the moment. He's certainly feeling it. I'm going to try and do something here. Hang on. I don't know if it's going to work. Just for the simple fact that I haven't tried with anything like this before, but I don't think it's going to work with what I want to do to it. But anyhow, maybe something we can play around with next time. Been a while since I've tried to mess around with the timing software. And speaking of timing, we're back to green, so good timing on that one. 4 down, 11 to run. Nickel in the 18 car trying to get a run on Baker as Baker takes over the race lead. Ward will get relegated back to position number 2. Redcliffe has found his way to position 4. Beecham rounds out your top 5. You start to see Daniel Nickel in the 18 car running a different line to everybody else. Just trying to make it work in the number 18 car. Here goes Ward back to the inside on Baker. They'll race off turn 4 for the race lead, but give it to David Baker as he continues to hold down the number 1 position. We're halfway home right now down the back straightaway. 7.5 down, 7.5 to go. This will complete lap number 8 as Nickel makes a move on Ward. Redcliffe goes on by into turn number 1 as well, but here goes Ward back down to the inside. He turns it back underneath the 85 car of Gary Redcliffe. Thought about turning down was Redcliffe in the 85 car, realising that, well, Paul Ward wasn't sliding up any further than mid-track, so he had to take somewhat of evasive action. Here comes Andrew Beecham in the 13 car. Beecham makes a move up to position number 3. Paul Ward back with a slider attempt on Beecham as they race off turn 2. Beecham will go back to position number 4 with Redcliffe once again. Hot in pursuit. Meanwhile, challenges on for the race lead. Nickel and Baker. Give it to Daniel Nickel in the 18th car. A cool, calculated drive for the 18 of Daniel Nickel. Baker in 2nd. Warren 3rd. Beecham in 4th. Redcliffe rounds out your top 5. And here comes the V7 of Nick Ryan. He'll throw the big move down into turn number 1. Slide job from Ryan on the 85 car of Redcliffe. And now Ryan will work to the cushion through turn number 1. Off turn number 2. He cuts it back down to the middle of the raceway as Redcliffe slid up in front of him. So taking the momentum away from the 7 car was Redcliffe in the 85 entry. White flag is out. 1 lap left to go for Daniel Nickel as he works already down the back straightaway into turn number 3. About to come off turn number 4, your B-main winner. Problems off for Ward and Beecham. And that really changes up just a couple of positions. So we'll have to take a look at what will be your official results. So let's take a look at your B main results up on screen. Beautiful sunny day here at the virtual Eldora Speedway. Daniel Nicol gets the win over David Baker in second, Nick Ryan third, Paul Ward in fourth, Gary Redcliffe to round out your top five, Andrew Beecham in sixth, Zach Hilder in seventh, Corey Borden, Jason Burke and Nick Mithen going to roll out the top 10. And Ben McKenna, Dexter O'Keefe and Rylan Dixon will be the 13 cars in what was your B main as we get set for what is now going to be our pole shuffle. So just waiting to see. In fact, we're just going to do this for a moment just so we can try and have a good Captain Cook at who's coming out onto the raceway. So it does look like it is going to be Aston Hurley now. So it looks like it's just going to be the top 6. So he's going to take on what should be Bailey Hall. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so just confirming that it is going to be Hurley up against Hall. Hall in the 38 car. We'll start on pole. Hurley in the 99. 2 laps. Winner advances to take on our third place finisher from heat race number 1. The loser of this one will start position number 6 in tonight's 40-lap main event. 2 laps on the board and we are green. Here in your pole shuffle. And it's going to be Bailey Hall leading into turn number 3, off for turn number 4. White flag is out. 1 lap left to go. Here in the first of 5 pole shuffle races. Hall, Hurley. Oh, Hurley tagged the back of Hall. Hall gets out of shape and, well, will that one stick? Will that one stick? We will find out, because who knows who is going to start. So I believe that race control will just have a quick look at that one, and they will deem and they'll make a call. And I know we've seen in the past that Hurley's going to start in position number 6, so Hall stays out on the raceway. Just trying to, there is Nash Granger, the second place finisher in heat race number 1. So Granger moves to the outside of the front row, and of course Bailey Hall stays on the racetrack. So no point bringing up the timing screen because it's only going to give up the 3 drivers so far. But Granger in the 25 and Bailey Hall in the 38 car. Green flag is out. Race number 2 of 5 here in the pole shuffle. And it's only a short, sharp 2 laps, 1 mile around the virtual Eldora Speedway. Hall slides up. Granger looks to get to the inside. White flag is out. 1 lap left to go. To the middle goes Granger. To the outside goes Hall, but through the middle, Nash Granger. And Granger's going to protect that inside line as best as he can. Bailey Hall slides up. They race off turn number 4. Granger holds on. And Bailey Hall will come back to the pits. And Bailey Hall will start from position number 5 in tonight's main event, which should bring out the 42 car of Paul Bryan, which it does. So Granger will take on Bryan. Paul Bryan picked up the win in heat race number 3. So again, another 2 laps on the board. As the green is out, we are underway in tonight's main event, and tonight's pole shuffle, I should say. This is for loser will start fourth. The winner will go on to secure a potential front row. Granger from Brian. White flag is out, 1 to go. The main event up next, by the way, 40 laps around the Eldora Speedway. Here comes Brian with a run down into turn number 3. Slide job for the lead. Brian slides up. Granger crosses underneath him. At the line, give it to Paul Brian. Paul Brian holds on. Nash Granger will start from position number 4, which should bring out the 26 car of Kobe Noonan, and that it does already. The 26 of Noonan on the raceway, taking on the 42 of Paul Bryan. We are racing here in pole shuffle race number 3. Noonan and Bryan side by side down into turns 3, and Bryan's got the run on the outside. Paul Bryan takes over the lead. White flag is out, 1 to go for Bryan. Noonan trying everything possible in the 26 car, but no match for the man up Sim Racing number 42 car of Paul Bryan. And he will go on to a front row, a guaranteed front row starting position. And he takes on the 97 of Blake Walsh. And this could be a best of 3. So Walsh on pole. Bryan to the outside of the front row. Green flag is out. This is for pole position. Walsh slides up in front of Bryan. Bryan turns it back underneath him. Drag racing down the back straightaway. Give it to Paul Bryan with the advantage into turn number 3. Walsh will again throw the big Hail Mary. White flag is out. 1 to go. Walsh going to... Well, Walsh hard into the creek. Paul Bryan going to keep going around. So that is going to be the 97 coming back out, and they may just be doing a complete restart on that one. Or it could be 1-0 to Paul Bryan, I'm not too sure. Or it could be 1-0 to Blake Walsh. Let's find out later. So I'm watching Walsh now in the 97 car as here comes Paul Bryan in car number 42 back to the backstretch. So now they swap lanes. As we are underway in what is going to be race number 2. Bryan slides up in front of Walsh. Walsh will go back to the inside. Walsh will lead into turn number 3. Who's going to lead off turn 4? Slide job by Paul Bryan. And Walsh is going to throw the short slider there on Bryan. They made contact in the middle of 1 and 2. Who will take out race number 2 of this best of 3 pole shuffle. Slider from Bryan. Walsh turns down the racetrack. Who's it going to be? Paul Bryan will win race number 2. So that could be a 1-all. And if that's the case, this is for pole. Walsh on the inside. Green flag is out. We'll see Walsh again. In fact, they'll call that one back. Race control not happy with that one. So take 2 between Bryan and Walsh. Bryan outside the front row. Walsh on the inside. Green is out. And getting a good start was Paul Bryan in the 42 car. Walsh, well, he had to back out of the throttle because Bryan, he shortened the entry up, and smart driving by the 42 car. But here goes Walsh with a move there on Bryan. Walsh will lead lap number 1. Who's it going to be down into turn number 1? Brian and Walsh. Walsh turns it back underneath Brian. Great racing here for the pole position in tonight's main event. Walsh will slide across the nose of Paul Bryan, and Blake Walsh will win race number 3. So that should be it. Blake Walsh should be starting on pole. So Paul Bryan will move to the outside of the front row. Blake Walsh will line up on pole position. Again, a big thank you to, of course, the sponsors for putting on this money weekend. This is night number 1 of 2. You can catch the action next Sunday night as well for night number 2 right here on Ultimate Dirt TV, live across our social media pages. So we're just getting the drivers, in fact, just sitting there on the front straightaway. Just quickly, you can see who is where. That is our 6 drivers from the pole shuffle. So Blake Walsh, Paul Bryan, Kobe Noonan, Nash Granger, Bailey Hall, and Aston Hurley are your 6 drivers. So track is going to be open for a moment. Just trying to figure out what is going on for the moment. So just bear with me. But with that being said, we might just take a quick 30-second commercial break. Come back. So we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV, and again we are just waiting just to see what is happening here in this one. They are just giving these drivers just a little bit of a hot lap session. Again, they've got the 20 odd drivers out already on the racing surface. I believe they're just doing some sort of track prep as well. But it is going to be 40 laps around the virtual Eldora Speedway for night 1 of 2 of a chance to win some cold hard cash. And as far as this week goes on iRacing broadcast, I've got no idea what I'm going to be doing. I do know I have the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, so there could be a chance at a stream for some top split racing in the pro qualifiers, but it's undecided. Probably not on the Wednesday. But maybe on the Tuesday and Thursday, we'll have to see what the plan is for myself. So just looking again at these drivers, just a quick little hot lap session for these guys. Just some final preparation to get their cars sorted for tonight's A main event. So they are ready to go. They're happy with the racetrack. They've just been told it's time to go racing, and that it is right now. Let's take a look at your A main starting grid. 40 laps is your distance. Let's take a look at your starting grid. Now, again, tell you, we know Blake Walsh will start on pole. Kobe Noonan, he's going to go back to that inside of the second row. He's going to start from position number 3. So moving to the outside of the front row, he's going to be the 42 car of Paul Bryan. Then we go back to position number 3, which will be Kobe Noonan. So those two guys swapped around. Nash Granger is in the correct position. He'll start from position number 4. Position number 5 is going to be correct also. Bailey Hall will line up to the inside of the 99 car of Aston Hurley, who will start from position number 6. From position number 70, Luke Bowman in the 88. He'll line up alongside the 86 of Hato Bish from position number 8. Position number 9 will be Casey Hamilton in the 15. To the outside, the 21 of Clayton Wise lines up at a position number 10. Position number 11 with the 8 car of Matthew Gowans. To the outside, the 26 of Sean Stevens. He'll start from position number 12. Position number 13 with the 18 of Daniel Nickel, your B-Main winner. And David Baker in the 1 car lines up at a position number 14. Position number 15 with the V7 of Nick Ryan to the outside, the 27 of Paul Ward from position number 16. Position number 17 with the 85 of Gary Redcliffe to the outside from 18. It's the 13 of Andrew Beecham. We go back to the 19th starting position. That'll be Zach Hilder in the 14 car to the outside. The 7 of Corey Borden from position number 20. From 21 with the 74 car of Jason Burke to the outside. The 44 of Nick Mithen from position number 22. And your final 3 starters from position number 23 with the 8 car of Ben McKenna to the outside. It's the 5 entry of Dexter O'Keefe. And your 25th and final starter, driving car number 62, that is Rylan Dixon. So as these drivers get into a 4 wide salute. And while they're doing that, we are bringing the sounds back up to you live, loud and clear here on Ultimate Dirt TV. It is your JSI Racing Just Ended Sim Sports Money Race night number 1 here at the Eldora Speedway. And it's a simple show of respect, something that these guys have done since day 1. And our field breaks away from formation. So there is our 24 cars on the left, and I know there is a way to in fact change that, so just give me a second, because we do have a 25th person. Bear with me, I've got to find it. Where are we? Tower? Can do it, just relax somewhere, maybe. Anyhow. Never mind, because we're about to go green. Off turn number 4, Blake Walsh and Paul Bryan. Who's going to take out night number 1 of the Money Weekend? It's time to go racing. It's time to get naughty for 40. Here at the Eldora Speedway, Blake Walsh will lead the field down into turn number 1. Noonan rides in the 2nd position, but not for long, because Paul Bryan goes back to the outside, and Bryan will take over the runner-up position. Noonan's zone will get slotted back to position number 3. Granger into the concrete. Walt Clayton Wise as well in the 21 car. He found himself having a nice little piece of the concrete. They go 2 and 3 wide, mid-pack right now. Stevens and Ryan will go wheel to wheel down the back straightaway. That's the 9th and 10th spot on the raceway. So lap number 2 is complete. Still 38 to run. Very, very early in the main event. Bailey Hall holds on to a top 5 for the moment. Here comes Aston Hurley. Granger to the outside. Rim running the cushion through turn number 1 and 2. Look out, here comes the 15 car of Casey Hamilton trying to make a move. Hurley rolls the bottom through turn number 1 and 2. Coming after Bailey Hall will go 3 wide down into turn number 1. Off for turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Almost 3 wide again, not quite 3 wide. Hall now trying the bottom side. Granger tried to come off the cushion, trying to drive it down the racetrack. He's all over the back of Hurley. Will go 3 wide again for a split second right in the middle of turn number 1 and 2. Hamilton down to the inside. Not one. Well, 2 cars made contact. It was Hamilton got into the front end of the 99 car of Hurley. Stevens will now move to position number 7. Bailey Hall back to position number 8. Hato Bish. So the 3 team cars running what is 7th, 8th and 9th, and we will go yellow. Yellow out for the first time in tonight's A-Main. And it could have been the 7 car here of Nick Ryan. Oh, no, that's happened beforehand. Well, that's not the reason. Oh, that could be the reason for the caution, because we have one car upside down. In fact, that was Daniel Nickel in the 18 car. That was definitely the reason for the caution there. In fact, he was just sort of the last man in just then. Hilda Hamilton and Ryan involved in that one. So unfortunately, Daniel Nickel back in the pit area in the 18 car. Now, as is Dexter O'Keefe. So 23 cars still circulating on the raceway. Now, I did see this before because I did want to have some sort of idea on what I was talking about. I was having a look. So open sets here tonight for these guys. But also, I looked at previous series that have a fast repair. That has now been taken out. So, in my opinion, good move by the JSI team for taking out the fast repairs. So these drivers have got one shot. So you could almost call them M&M if you like, as we'll get ready to come back racing off for turn number 4. Blake Walsh in the 97 car, Kobe Noonan, Matt Gowans, that's your top 3. Paul Bryan back to position number 4 in the 42 car. Gowans rolls the bottom through 1 and 2, trying to get a run there on Kobe Noonan as they work down into 3 and 4. Side by side for second and third, although that top side of the racetrack looks the place to be for the moment. And here comes Paul Bryan in car 42. Back to the cushion, he goes through 1 and 2. Will now look to get around on the outside of the 8 car of Gowans there down low. Here comes Granger, going to follow suit right upstairs. And you go back to Hurley, Hall, Stevens, Hilda and Wise. That's your top 10. Walsh makes a mistake. Here comes a challenge and a change for the race lead down into turn number 3. Kobe Noonan slides up in front of Walsh. Where does Walsh go in this one? Walsh is going to dive back down to the inside into turn number 1. Who's it going to be? Blake Walsh hits the concrete wall, goes around. Gowans involved in that one. Well, Blake, I can tell you this one. Concrete wall does not move, buddy. Let's take a look at the 97 car. Oh, the left front just caught it. The left front just caught the wall. And that's something you don't see all that often. Is a mistake from the 97 car. Unfortunately for Matty Gowans in that 8 car, he was just minding his own business down the bottom side. Gary Redcliffe in the 85 car, as you can see, missing a front wing on that car. Hey, Senior. How you doing, buddy? Brady, that's not even a wobbler right there. That was just washed up. Well, he's proved that he is human after all. So Noonan, Gowans, and you go back to Bryan, Granger and Hurley. That's your top 5. So it'll be 11 down, 29 to go. As the lights should be out on the iRacing.com pace truck. And a big thanks to, of course, JSI Sim Sports, MFD Line Haul, Heavy Fix Truck and Trailer Repairs, SNJ Transport, Pro Plus, Wamira Dry Cleaners, Rizzy, Crawford Designs and Next Level Fishing for their support with not only this, but of course with the series. Hey Ash, I'm doing well, buddy. Right back at ya. So Noonan will fire us back to life off turn number 4. 11 down, 29 to go. Gowans, how much damage does that 8 car after contact with the 97 of Walsh? There's certainly some front wing damage on that 8 car. Whether that'll hurt it late in the race, we'll find out. Just like that, in 1 lap, he has already lost 2 positions as Bryan goes on by, as does Nash Granger in the 25 car. Here comes Hurley in the 99, so poor old Gowans Yeah, he's stuck on the bottom. There's definitely some front end damage on that 8 car. And he's now starting to slip back further and further as the laps wind on by. Stevens has got Bailey Hall all over the back of him through 1 and 2. They'll work it into turn number 3. Stevens in the 26 has found his way to position number 5. As they all trying to run down Kobe Noonan in car 26. A lot of the drivers working the outside of the raceway, right upstairs, right near the concrete. Matty Gowans decides to go up there as well. You can see the 14 car of Zach Hilda. Oh, contact with Ward into turn number 1. He had the wing tugged right back and just, well, that was a tough deal for Paul Ward in the 27. Just got tight and he was sliding up. Unfortunately, Hilda made a whole lot of contact with the right rear I should say. Right rear. Learn to speak. And that will be caution number 3 on the raceways. Well, Hamilton and Nick Ryan having a little bit of a lover's tiff at the back here. So we are just waiting on lights out once again. So once again we are ready to roll here in your main event. So we're not far away from half race distance. We're 4 away from that happening as 16 down, 24 to go. Kobe Noonan in the 26 car leads us back to the green flag, and the 42 of Paul Bryan will go to work in tonight's main event as he tags the wall not once but twice down the back straightaway. Granger, Hurley and Stevens, that's your top 5. There's everybody trying to chase down the young gun of Kobe Noonan. He might not be that young anymore. I don't know. I think he was like 8 when I last spoke to him. Hopefully he's a little bit older. Borden trying to get by Gowans for what is 8th and 9th position as well. He almost makes contact in the middle of 1 and 2 as here comes Gowans back to the outside. Borden going to go for the big slide job down into 3, and Gowans tries to turn it back underneath him, but perfect slide job there by the 7 of Corey Borden. And Gowans, well, goes back to what was working for him in the early parts of this main event, back to the bottom side. Nick Mithen up to position number 10 now. And just like that, we're officially halfway home. 20 down, 20 to go. Jason Burke in the 74 car. 1 spot out of a top 10. So the 74 has really been moving in this main event. And looking good is Berkey down into turn number 1, trying to get by Mithen and Gowans. They both get back by the 74 car. Ryan, just the lap car, just holding the bottom side. Through 3 and 4, as is Casey Hamilton in the 15 car. So both cars getting put a lap down. Meanwhile, I don't know when this happened, but as we were looking back there in the pack, Paul Bryan has gotten by and driven away from Kobe Noonan by half a second. As he'll work it in the corner number 3. Off for corner number 4. 16 laps remaining. 8 miles around the virtual Eldora Speedway in night 1 of 2. Next Sunday night will be night 2 for the JSI Sim Sports Weekend of Money. Of course, who will take out next week? You'll have to catch all the action live on Ultimate Derby, 6:45 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So we started about an hour ago. So if you missed it or just joining us late, go back 1 hour. That's when we'll be live next week. Gowans is still running in the top 10 as Brian goes by the 14 car of Zach Hilda. Noonan and Granger in the 26 and 25. They look to make quick work of Hilda, and they do in through turns 1 and 2. So now just 12 laps to run. And Noonan, is he closing in right now on your race leader? Nash Granger, fastest car on the racetrack, 15.044. Noonan with the 15.181. And Paul Bryant with a 15.5. So second and third, they're 4 and 5 tenths quicker than your race leader. What's it going to be here that time? Back to Paul Bryant. He goes through the quickest with a 15.116. But all three drivers in the 15.1s there. So maybe just a slight little bubble, slight little mistake from Paul Bryant. Or who knows, he might have been just trying to save some fuel in the 42 car. Well, now he's starting to figure it all out once again. 14.987, still watching second and third. We have 10 to go, but we have a yellow. A yellow which will bring us to a single file restart. So, as there was 10 to go, it now, once we go back green, we'll go down to 9 to go. Also, for the people playing at home, I will have, over the next sort of 2 to 3 days, I will have some videos coming out on Ultimate Dirt TV. We were at Goulburn Speedway last night, and we were able to get some footage of RSA, the Racing Sedans Australia 4 cylinders, the RSA Junior Sedans, the RSA Super Productions, the New South Wales Compact Speed Cars, and also the Speed Cars. So we'll have a video of that. We also had Kobe Elliott in the sprint car do one little hot lap session as well. We got a video of that. So we're looking to put that together. I was in the middle of putting something together, and it's just taken forever to load up into our video program. So we sort of had to just put that just aside for the moment because we had an iRacing race to come and broadcast. But yes, we will be putting the videos from Goulburn Speedway up on our social media pages. We'll have the videos on YouTube, and of course we'll have some short stuff going out on our social media pages as well. 9 laps to go here in the virtual world of iRacing. The JSI Sprint Car Series, night 1 of 2 for the month. It's not even a month. It's the money shows. Catch tonight, of course, and next week live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Granger trying to get a run on the 26 car of Kobe Noonan. Meanwhile, speaking of another 26, that's Sean Stevens, who just got past there by the 99 car of Aston Hurley. Hurley goes to the top in turns 3. Here comes Stevens with a slight jab as we'll go yellow. And of course, we go back to the last recorded lap. That one not counting, so Hurley will have to go back by the 26 car. I'm sure he's not going to be complaining about that one bit. So it brings on a caution. Late in this race. So again, we'll have our top 3 podium getters. We'll chat with them very quickly. I shouldn't say very quickly. We'll chat with them normally. Once they get their thoughts on how tonight went. I have no idea what I'm going to ask them. I generally don't. I just wait till they come and then I just ask them. 7 laps remaining. Lights are out, 33 down. Once we go back green, it'll of course switch to 34 of 40, which means lap 33 is complete and 7 circuits around the virtual Eldora Speedway. Sun is beaming down here on the raceway. And you know what? I'm happy about daytime racing. It's so much better than nighttime racing. And the 42 of Brian waits and waits, and we're back to green. And immediately he'll drive away from Kobe Noonan down into turn number 1. Noonan, Granger, Hurley, Bailey Hall had a good look to the inside there on Sean Stevens. They worked off turn number 2. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth all go to the top in 3 and 4. Hurley's going to have some company with Sean Stevens once again in the 26 car. Hurley just got a little sideways there on the exit of turn number 2. And Stevens thought about making the move, but of course just backed out of it just a little bit. Probably smart play there by the 26 car of Stevens. Brian still leading by a little over half a second. In fact, it's just moved out now to 6/10 of a second, nearly 7/10 of a second. You see Stevens with a big slide job in turn number 3 and 4, but Hurley works it back to the inside. There'll be 4 to run at the line as they're already working down the back straightaway. Watching 4th and 5th on screen right now. Stevens, big slider into turn number 3, off for turn number 4. Stevens will have 3rd, make that 4th at the line as Granger puts a move on Kobe Noonan now. So 2nd and 3rd will switch. Granger and Noonan, so it's a battle of the 25 and the 26. Noonan will slide up in front of Granger. Granger goes back to the inside. There was coming to 2 to run. And we are yellow once again. Oh my, battle for 2nd and 3rd between Granger and Noonan. And Stevens and Hurley. We're battling for 4th and 5th position. And while that was happening, the man up sim racing number 42 car of Paul Bryan, he was just goodbye, say goodnight. So 2 laps to go. So we're not into overtime just yet. It's just a standard green-white checker. And 25 cars started. We've got 15 on the lead lap still. We know 6 cars are out of the event. Make that 7 cars. I forgot about Dexter O'Keefe there at the bottom. Lights are out. 8 turns. 1 mile. 2 times around Eldora Speedway for the 42 car of Paul Bryan. Can he pick up a win in night number 1 of 2 of the JSI SimSports Sprint Car Series money race? And well, talk about changing up the restarts. He went super early, and you know what? He's got every right to do so because he is the race leader. He'll work it down into turn number 1 and 2, watching Granger and Stevens go to work down the back straightaway here for the penultimate time. Once they get to the white flag, it is on. You race to the start-finish line. And there it is, Paul Bryan into turn number 1 and 2 for the final time. He'll work it down the back straightaway into corner number 3. Off for corner number 4, he sticks it to the bottom. In turn 3, he'll slide it all the way to the creek. Off for turn number 4, and Paul Bryan will win your main event. 2nd will go to Kobe Noonan. 3rd at the line will be Nash Granger. 4th will be Sean Stevens, Aston Hurley to round out your top 5. Corey Borden in 6th, Clayton Wise, Matty Gowans, Nick Mithun and Jason Burke round out your top 10. Paul Bryan will get the victory And he'll get to park it in Eldora, Victory Lane. Right in front of Victory Lane, in fact. So there it is. Paul Bryan, your winner. Kobe Noonan and Nash Granger. That's your top three. So there is the 42 car, the Men Up Sim Racing number 42 car of Paul Bryan, just doing some victory donuts there in turns 1 and 2, and well, you know what, rightfully so. Fourth will be Sean Stevens, Aston Hurley officially home in position number 5, Corey Borden, Clayton Wise, Matty Gowans, Nick Mithun and Jason Burke. That is officially your top 10. 11th through the 20th will look like this. David Baker in 11th, Blake Walsh in 12th, Andrew Beecham in 13th, Ryland Dixon 14th, Hato Bish the 15th finisher, and the last car evidently on the lead lap. Of course, these cars finishing laps down or back in the pit area. Bailey Hall in position number 16, Casey Hamilton 17th, Brad Hilda, Nick Ryan and Ben McKenna round out your top 20, and your final 5 drivers: Paul Ward in 21st, Gary Redcliffe in 22nd, Luke Bowman in 23rd, Daniel Nicol 24th, and Dexter O'Keefe. Gonna round out your 25 car field as we get set to chat with our top 3. Let's go ahead and bring in third place tonight in car number 25. It is Nash Granger. Nash, congratulations on a third place finish here tonight. I guess first off, are you happy with the third place?
Oh, yeah, I suppose against those, pretty fast guys, you got to be happy with it. But yeah, ultimately just sort of didn't have anything for him in the end there.
Well, I tell you what, this racetrack got pretty slick. Like, it's been a while since I've been on here. Is this sort of the sort of where it is now in how these tracks sort of play out?
Oh, yeah, sort of these days. Yeah, I noticed the cushions are sort of starting to get a lot more gnarly up there. I reckon I'll be rolling out the deep heat in the morning. It was, yeah, pretty up on the wheel.
I'll tell you what, you had to start on the outside of that second row, and you still moved forward. You didn't go backward. You still got a podium, and no doubt you're going to be back next week to contest night number 2.
Yeah, for sure. I love running this series. Croft and Berkey, just everything that they've done for, this league for so many years now. It's certainly such a positive thing for the dirt community on here.
Well, Nash, congratulations on a third place finish here tonight. No doubt a lot of people you want to thank on this race car.
Yeah, of course, Harman Designs, Vapor Trail Imaging, Tower Cattle Brisbane, Cypress Mulch. Just, yeah, big thanks to them for all their support.
Nash, well on a third, buddy. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Cheers, thank you.
There we go, Nash Granger home in position number 3. Home in second place tonight is the 26 car of Kobe Noonan. And Kobe, congratulations on a second place. I mean, you had the lead there at one stage, and all of a sudden that 42 car goes by you, and then, well, you're just sitting there watching the back of the 42 car.
Yeah, mate. Sort of halfway through that race, the top got pretty tricky to run, and I just wasn't good enough. And Paul's always quick, so he capitalised on it. But yeah, it got really tricky to run there at the end, and I made a few mistakes, and I was pretty lucky a caution come out when it did. Otherwise, Nash would have got me as well.
This track was, again, pretty slick from top to bottom. Do you think that you could have tightened your car up just a little bit more, considering that you said how loose you were towards the end of that race?
Yeah, it was a fine line because, yeah, you didn't want to pull the wing back too much because I found I was getting tight mid-corner when I'd hit the cushion. But, yeah, I don't really know what I could have done different. Just run the top better, run it like Paul was, because he was doing a really good job.
Just drive better, they say. Just get gooder.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, tell you what, it's only night 1 next week for night number 2 of the money shows. Are you back for that one, or what's the plans for you in this 26 car?
Yeah, I'll be back next week. Be a little bit easier. I raced away in real life last night and didn't get home. Travelled through the night and coming off 2 hours sleep, so I'm a bit weary. So racing a little bit closer to home next weekend, so I should be a little bit more awake.
All right, well, look, tell you what, well done on second place. We look forward to seeing you back next week. But, Kobe, congratulations on second place before we let you go. No doubt a lot of people you want to thank on this 26 car.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Big thanks to yourself for coming out of retirement and putting on a broadcast for us. It's much appreciated. All the JSI boys for putting it on. They do a great job. And then all the Vortex boys and all our sponsors, Maddington and Canning Vale Toyota, Bella Modular, PD Granny Flats and Modular Homes, Soul Deep Massage Clinic, KZS Auto Works, BBS Esports, Pace Graphics, Soul Imagery, The Goalie Glove Guy, 88 Media, Racecraft Simulations, and Australian Speedway Results.
Kobe, well done on second place, buddy. We look forward to seeing you back next week.
You see you there, mate.
There we go, guys. Kobe Noonan home in position number 2. Well, he started on the front row. And he comes home with the victory in car number 42. It is Paul Bryan. And Paul, congratulations on this victory. Boy, I tell you what, this 42 car was absolutely lightning late in this race.
Yeah, it was not too bad late in the race. I'm not sure how it would have went if Blake and Matty didn't have their unfortunate incident. Would have made it a lot harder, but I was happy with that towards the end, and yeah, was lucky to get the win.
I don't think the luck played that much of a part. I mean, even if Blake and Matty didn't have that, you know, I mean, this 42 car was pretty fast right from the get-go. It even goes back to that pole shuffle.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it was. It's been. I know everything's fallen a bit into place lately. I've been feeling fairly solid. So, you know what this sim's like, mate. It's all about time in the seat, and I've been spending a little bit the last month or so. So, yeah, I think that makes most of the difference. If I went and had 2 months off, I'd be nowhere. So it's, yeah, I'll take it.
Try having nearly 2 years off.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. And you'd probably still come back and be decent, man. So.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie, there was a thought of getting the steering wheel out of retirement, but it's just, I can't be bothered, to be honest with you. It just doesn't interest me as much as it used to. But hey, let's talk about you. This 42 car, like I said, it was lightning pretty much right from when you rolled out of the virtual trailer all the way to deep in that feature race as well. You must be happy with this car speed.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It's fixed setup, so we're all on the same set. So sometimes sometimes they suit you and sometimes they don't. And so far this season in this JSI league, they haven't felt too bad for me for a fixed setup, to be honest. So I sometimes struggle with fixed sets, but it's just all been falling into place. I think I'm trying to pick myself. I think that's 5 out of 5 to start the season. So yeah, pretty happy with that.
So you 5 from 5. You're looking to go 6 for 6 next week. Who's gonna knock you off? You've just told me you're the man to beat at the moment.
Well, I thought that's why Blake and Matty turned up tonight. They had a pretty good chance. They were both in front of me in the feature. And to be honest, mate, Kobe Noonan's probably out of the field that's turned up every week. He's 100% the one that's most likely. He's made it difficult for me every week. It hasn't been easy. So we've had some good battles, and I've just been lucky. The last 5 or 10 laps has been my strong point, but he's definitely pushed me the whole way. So.
Well, Paul, go and celebrate this win, but before we let you go, and no doubt a lot of people, a lot of sponsors on this race car that makes it all possible for you.
Well, usually we thank Speed Factory sets because we use Tim's sets, but being a fixed setup, that's a bit, not really relevant. So all the boys at Man Up Sim Racing, mate, they all chip in to try and make each other faster, and it's a good team environment there. And I've actually gone blank. There's I think it's MBS 3D printing, mate, is our newest sponsor on the car. So anyone after some 3D printing stuff, mainly with slot cars and RC type of stuff, get hold of John Schultz and get some 3D stuff from him.
Paul, congratulations on the win. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week to see if you can make it 6 in a row.
Thanks, Brett. Appreciate it.
There you go, Paul Bryan. Now, I did see somewhere, and again, this should have clicked up. I should have picked this up, that it was fixed sets, because it was even set, but I looked in the thing, and it says vehicle setups, and it says open sets. Anyhow, doesn't really matter, because we got there in the end. We got the race. We got the race done and dusted, and we can confirm that Paul Bryan is officially your winner here tonight. Let's have a look at hard charges. Up 14 spots was Corey Borden from 20th to 6th. Nick Mithen went from 22nd to 9th, so that's 13 spots. That's your hard charger. And of course, Jason Burke goes from 21st to 11th, so that's plus 11 also, along with Roland Dixon from 26th to 14th. So we've had a few big movers go through this field, and of course, that is night 1 of the JSI Racing money race. Of course, night 1 of 2. Next week, next Sunday night, will be night number 2. We'll look forward to having your company here on Ultimate Dirt TV. But until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the manager behind the scenes, a big thank you to, of course, the JSI sponsors, of course, JSI Sim Sports, MFD Line Haul, Heavy Fix Truck and Trailer Repairs, SNJ Transport, Probe Plus, Wamira Dry Cleaners, Vizzy, Crawford Designs, and Next Level Fishing, and everybody that makes all this possible with the JSI Sim Sports team and league that all make the wheels turn around and around. But until then, we'll see you next week live right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Good night.